All right, good afternoon. It is June 29th. This is my trade recap for today. So today, this is day four, I think, of my challenge to get these passed. Today was not a great day. I'm a little embarrassed, honestly, to show you these numbers, but it is what it is. So this was where we're at. So we ended up negative 470 in each kind. It's actually worse than this if I pulled up Rhythmic because I traded so much. There was some commissions there, so the numbers really are a little bit higher. Um, Not a great day, but there were some opportunities. So we're in summertime. The markets are getting choppier, so you've got to be a little more sneaky in your entries, which I didn't do a good job of today. So let's start off with gold. Um, and gold didn't treat me real well, but it was really my fault. So this was my first entry in gold. I went short right here. I was looking for a retest off this EMA. This was touching right here when I entered, so I took a break of the candle, but it was barely touching. Obviously, if I'd have waited for for price to actually move through it, it did come back and work out just fine. Um, but this one did, and this was my full position size, so that was a pretty big loss. It came down here, and I thought, well, I'll try it again. This was only one contract at a second loss, so two losses right out of the gate in gold. Wasn't a great way to start. I made back some of it, but not enough of it. Um, so I did have a winner here. Okay. We came down. This was a playoff of the 5-minute 9 EMA, which worked for 15 ticks. So got some of my money back there. And then I took this entry, which this was not one of my, um, this wasn't by the book, but this I've seen this pattern play out over and over again, and fortunately it worked out again. This was again just a little one contract play since it wasn't the ideal setup. But we came down, price pushed down really hard. Here we have the midline of the opening range. It pulls up. We're not testing necessarily off an EMA, but we are prices staying on this side of it. And so I jumped in here once we broke down below, and it tanked. And I think this was like a 27 ticks is where I got out. Did keep going, but we got a piece of that. So that was pretty good. RTY, let me find it. RTY was a little noisy. I got in here. I got in this one late. I should have got in right here. Would have been just fine. Got in a little bit late. Panicked. Kind of panic sold a little bit because I wasn't sure it was going to go too far. Got out there. And then here, this is where my ATM strategy kind of bit me a little bit. It comes in with a 10 tick stop, which is pretty narrow for RTY, which tends to move a little bit more. And that's what happened here. So I got in right here. This was a break of the opening range. I got in. It pushed up, and my ATM strategy has a trailing stop on two of the four contracts. And it jumped up here at 5, sold 5, and then it moved me to like break even, and it came back and stopped me out before a break even, basically before it continued to move up. So small win on this one, but it worked out really nicely. So here's what I learned. So let's go back to CL. Because really the question is, does the strategy work and am I executing it right? Today I didn't execute well, but did the strategy work? So let's take a look. So if we're looking at only this 5-minute 9 EMA, I really hate NinjaTrader. It's hard to get things positioned just right. So here in the morning, price kind of opens up, coming up. There's no entry here. We come up high, we come down, and we kind of ride this EMA down. Okay, and this is the first time we push through, we touch the 5-minute or the 9 EMA, the 5-minute 9 EMA. We're above the 21 SMA, so we're looking for longs. Had we entered here, oops, there we go. Had we entered right here, a tick off of this, we would have entered at 56, ran up to 67. With my ATM strategy, if I can get 10 ticks, I'll make a little bit or at least break even. So that would have been a fine trade. Price continues to move down. We do pierce it again, but we don't have a higher pivot here, so this is not a valid trade. And here it got really messy. It just sat, price sat across these EMAs. Our 21 is flat, which never is good. But eventually we do have this push up. We actually pierced the opening range just briefly. So we create a new pivot high, a new recent pivot high. We come back down, we touch the 9 EMA, and then we pulled away. So this would have been the entry, and I was watching this, but I stayed out of it because of all this kind of mushed up nonsense. So one of the things that I learned today was you should just take the trade because technically this met the criteria and it worked. Okay, I let other factors keep me out of it. So again, touching that pays off. All right. And then the second time it touched it, I did take advantage. Now, I was skittish, so I didn't do a full position size here, which I should have. But if I had been doing this the right way, okay, I would have had 3 trades. I would have had this trade here, maybe a small win, but not a loss. This trade here would have got my 20. And then this trade here would have almost got 20. I would have played it exactly like it played out here, but it would have been for my full contract size. So that would have worked. So strategy works. Today I didn't execute it well, but it is what it is. Back at it again tomorrow, Friday before the holiday, so we'll see. I'm not sure how, the holiday is until Tuesday, so Monday is a trading day. It's probably going to be kind of an ugly one. So looking for a good day tomorrow. So we'll come back at it fresh. That's really it. So hopefully I have some better news to report tomorrow. At any rate, that's it for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow.